Peng Zibing sleeps with a skeleton until it turns human. Once shaped, she is sent to wed the Marquis. When she becomes pregnant, her heart's blood is taken nightly. He does this to save his dying love. Unexpectedly, the bone woman develops feelings. She is in pain, but dares not resist. One day, the Marquis drags her to a carriage to pray for his beloved's recovery, and I am that skeleton. To pay Jingchen, I'm just a blood bag. Though heavily pregnant, my husband forced me up 3 mountains, kowtowing every 3 steps. I kowtowed for a day and night to reach the summit, knees bloody and body exhausted. Yet he ignored the child in my belly, prodding me with a stick to pray for his beloved. A monk said only my kneeling would work. By dusk, after I fainted repeatedly, he stuffed me into a carriage. Returning via Langya Mountain, a heavy snowstorm struck. A subordinate rode over in haste, shouting, "Miss Ruan is coughing up blood." Hai Xingchen immediately lifted the curtain, ready to dismount and ride away. Realizing he was about to leave, I clung tightly to his sleeve, my voice trembling uncontrollably. "Don't go. My stomach hurts so much. I'm about to give birth." My skirt was soaked through, icy cold to the bone. Hai Jingchen turned back and glared at me, his eyes full of disgust. He ruthlessly shook me off, and I crashed hard against the carriage wall. The pain made me gasp for breath, and I cried, begging, "There are wolves here. Don't leave me behind. I'm scared. The carriage is too slow, and the snow is too slippery."
We both tumbled down. I was shocked. I'm his pregnant wife.
Pei Jincheng shouted irritably, "Ning Ning can't wait!" I laughed bitterly and struggled out of the carriage. Snow reached my ankles, the cold biting deep. He cut the reins, swung onto the horse, and kicked up snow that slapped my face. Without looking back, he rode toward his white moonlight. Wolves howled nearby. My heart turned cold. That year, I saved him, hid him in the cellar, and bought him medicine to cure his illness, risking my reputation. I cared for him, hoping for sincerity, but he left only a jade pendant and vanished without a word. Shortly after, an imperial edict made me the Marcus's wife. On our wedding night, I learned the truth. I was just a medicinal catalyst. Ruan Yuning needed my rare pure yin blood. Now, in the snow, my stomach twists in agony as I clutch the grass. As blood from my palms attracts wolves, their green eyes fill me with a flood of despair.
My baby. I'm sorry I let you down. I reached for my eyebrow knife, not to...
I thought of ending it all to save my baby from suffering. A gray wolf lunged, pinning me down. Its jaws clamped my shoulder and the pain made me faint. The pack tore at me, ripping my belly open. I heard my baby's cry, then silence. A wolf carried off a bloody lump, my child. I never even knew if it was a boy or girl. My heart broke. With my last strength, I shouted, "Hey Jinchen, if there's a next life, I'll see you torn to pieces." As darkness fell, I began to float above, watching wolves tear at my mutilated remains. My heart took the jade token he gave me, leaving behind only bloodstains and tattered clothing. Uncontrollably, my soul was drawn to Pei Jinchen as he entered Ruan Yuning's warm pavilion. Unlike the icy place where I died, she leaned against a couch, looking healthy and showing no illness. He approached her with deep concern, rubbing his hands to warm them before asking after her.
"Ning Ning, how are you feeling?"
Ruan Yuning's eyes reddened as she shed tears. "Brother Cheng, how could you dare come back in such heavy snow? What about sister-in-law? You didn't leave her on the road, did you?" Pei Jinchen grabbed his hand, his face full of disgust as he mentioned my father.
"He's bad luck. She faked illness on the way, and Yao Sheng blocked me. That woman needs a cold wake-up call in the snow to clear her head."
Ruan Yuning gasped in shock. "Sister-in-law is carrying the Pei family's child. What if..." Pei Jinchen snorted coldly.
"Within 3 days, she'll come back obediently on her own."
After leaving, she can linger with the Nanli clan, no matter.
At this moment, Zhao Zhou hurriedly rushed in.
"Marquis, Brother Yunshan said there are wolves howling on Langya Mountain, and he smelled a strong scent of blood. I'm worried about Madam."
Pei Jinchen paused with his teacup, a flash of panic in his eyes, but then he sneered, raising his voice as if trying to convince himself.
"There aren't any wolves at all. It must be his trick, trying to imitate wolves and use the smell of blood to scare people. No one is allowed."
Seeker.
Ruan Yuning nestled into his arms. "Brother Cheng, aren't you being too harsh on sister-in-law?" Ning Ning feels upset. Pei Jinchen patted her head.
Only you are that kind-hearted. If he were even half as sensible as you, I wouldn't dislike him so much.
Watching those shameless lovers from the beam, I felt only disgust. Pei Jinchen, remember your words. For 2 days, he indulged in luxury, while Ruan Yuning recovered quickly. By the next day, he threw a banquet for his confidants. After several drinks, the talk turned to me. Deputy General Shi Ziki, flushed with wine, toyed with his cup and said,
"Marquis, your wife still hasn't come back? She's got quite a temper, hasn't she?"
Pei Jinchen, holding Ruan Yuning, barely looked up and replied,
"How bad's her temper? She's just hiding in the mountains waiting for me."
Someone asked, "You're picking her up?" Pei Jinchen laughed coldly.
"He caused Aining's relapse! Not divorcing him yet is enough face! Shall we bet, Marquis?"
Pei Jinchen asked.
"Bet on what? Bet on when he'll come back and admit his mistake? I'll wager this piece of mutton fat jade pendant that he won't last past midnight tonight."
Then everyone started placing their bets. Some bet on tomorrow morning, some bet on 3 days. Ruan Yuning nestled in Pei Jincheng's arms, covering her mouth as she laughed. "Brothers, don't tease sister-in-law, he's thin-skinned."
I'll join in for fun too. I bet on 3 days. If he still doesn't come back, I'll tear down his room in Yanyu Pavilion and turn it into a latrine.
I floated there, shaking. This ring was my wedding gift to him. I sold my mother's dowry, found the best carvers, and spent a month finishing it. I even had An Ning engraved inside.
I hoped for his safe return, wished for our peace, and loved him dearly, yet it became the chip he used to shame me.
By dusk, the bet ended. The Marquis's gates stayed shut. I wasn't there kneeling for mercy. The snow stopped, and the setting sun darkened Pei Jingchen's face. Gritting his teeth, he said I'd grown bold. He paced the study, while Zhao Ju cautiously,
My lord, should we check Langya Mountain? In that heavy snow? Could Madame be lost?
Pei Jingchen suddenly slammed.
The brush down! No one is allowed to go! If she wants to hide, let her hide as much as she wants.
He was gasping, his gaze menacing. The butler faltered.
My lord, you instructed that wretch to send money every month to...
And to deliver silver, right?
Hearing Nian Tian shook me. My grandmother, my only family, is there. She's blind and needs constant medicine. For 3 years as the Marquis's wife, I secretly sent her all my money. Pei Jingchen knew. The butler broke into a cold sweat.
The madam sends 50 taels every month. From today on, cut off this money. Go tell Nian Qian that they're being thrown out. Or let them wait to die on their own. It's up to them.
I rushed over to strike him, but my hand passed right through his body. I couldn't touch anything.
My lord, what if something goes wrong?
Pei Jingchen scoffed.
That was Wen Zheyu's own choice. If he had any filial piety, he should have come back and begged me by now. Since he refuses to return, it means he doesn't care about that old woman's life. Why should I support her?
The butler obeyed and left. I collapsed. My throat held only despair.
Screaming, Hey Xingchen, how can you be so cruel? But she's the old woman who once saved your life.
Back then, you were covered in blood and hid in my family's cellar. Granny Shai cooked rice porridge for you every day, saying, this poor child, we must save him. And now, you want to cut off his only way to survive with your own hands. I'm so cruel, wishing I could tear Pei Xingchen apart. On day 10, Niezian drove Grandma out. In the dead of winter, she was left trembling on the street without even a quilt. I watched from mid-air as she murmured my name, shivering until a wonton seller let her curl up by her stove. Meanwhile, at the residence, Pei Jingchen ordered my things packed, vowing I'd never return. Yin Yuxuan tossed my clothes and jewelry aside, even my unfinished baby belly bands. Ruan Yuning grabbed the tiger head hat I'd made, stomped on it in disgust, and told Brother Hua Huan the rough stitching was an eyesore.
Burn them, just burn them!
Flames in the brazier devoured my traces. Zhao Zhou rushed in with a bundle. News from Langya Mountain, he said. Pei Jingchen sat up to ask.
Ken back?
Zhao Zhou swallowed hard.
No, a patrol found the Marcus's horse on Langya Mountain. Just a wolf-eaten skeleton. Pei.
Jingchen winced, and Zhao Zhu's hands shook, placing a cloth bundle on the ground.
What does this prove? He killed the horse to fake a threat, and dirtied his shoes just to scare me. How bold of him to kill my loyal warhorse.
It's so ridiculous. To him, my life is worth less than a horse. Zhao Zhou knelt, his forehead bleeding. He looked up and trembled.
My lord! The amount of blood isn't right, and there are also... Shut up. I don't believe he's that afraid of pain. How could he possibly... He must be hiding somewhere, watching me get anxious because I can't find him. He's always been good at playing hard to get. That sort of thing. He
grabbed Ruan Yuning close and yelled,
Pass down my orders! Let everyone know that Ning Ning is entering the household! Make it a grand affair! Let the whole capital know that after leaving him, I am living even better in the capital!
Ruan Yuning feigned surprise and nestled into his embrace. Brother Acheng, isn't this a bit too rushed?
That's exactly why it needs to be rushed. He wants to threaten me with his life, but I refuse to let things go his way.
I floated in the air, watching everyone. How wonderful, truly wonderful. Hey Jingchen, since you're about to get married, let me give you a big gift. The signboard of Yinyu Pavilion suddenly crashed down, landing right at his feet and shattering into pieces. Pei Jingchen's face instantly turned deathly pale. I floated in front of him, leaned close to his face, and blew a breath at him. Fei Qingchen. Congratulations. I'll be waiting at your wedding hall, waiting to see how you turn this grand wedding into a funeral. Pei Jingchen is a man of his word. The next day, news that the Marquis's residence would retrieve the bridal sedan spread through the capital. To force me out, he made a huge spectacle. Banquet tables stretched for 3 days, red lanterns hung along the street, and an opera troupe performed Butterfly Lovers at Yinyu Pavilion. On stage, the scholar and lady were paired, but off stage, my courtyard was left in ruins. Ruan Yuning, busy preparing, actually dug out my old 100 birds paying homage to the Phoenix wedding gown. That gown was embroidered by the best seamstress in Jiangnan, the only keepsake my mother left me. Now, that dress is on her. She couldn't fill out the tailoring, looking like an actor in adult's clothes, yet she was pleased. She spun before the bronze mirror and asked Pei Jingchen if she looked good. He just sat there drinking, his gaze blank and frowning.
Don't wear hers. It's bad luck.
Ruan Yuning pouted. Suddenly, Pei Xingchen snatched the red veil and flung it down. Ruan Yuning sobbed in fear.
Brother Acheng, I just wanted to save some money. Sister-in-law's things are just sitting there anyway, and if I don't wear them, they'll go to waste. Pei Xingchen pressed.
His face was dark. These past 2 days, he was restless. He saw bloody shoes and a broken sign. At night, he dreamed of me crying in the snow, covered in blood, asking where our child was. He woke in a cold sweat, feeling empty. Pei Xingchen pointed at the wedding dress, his voice hoarse.
And said hoarsely, change. Rush a new one overnight. Burn this for him, so he stops whining about being poor.
I sneered in the bronze mirror. Scared now? Do you realize I'm never coming back? Go ahead, burn it. I don't want this wedding dress she touched. On the wedding day, gloomy skies and thunder couldn't stop Pei Jingchen's grand ceremony. The Marquise's residence bustled with guests. Pei Jingchen, in a red wedding robe, stood at the door. Handsome yet gloomy, he showed no joy. As guests offered congratulations, everyone peered inside, whispering about the missing wife.
Madam Wen's been gone 10 days. Who could stand Langya Mountain? The Marquis says she's playing games and will show up today to cause a scene.
Pei Jingchen heard but ignored it. His eyes stayed on the entrance road, watching each passing carriage. He was certain I would come and saved me a seat in the hall.
Ziki said if he returns, he must kneel and serve Ningning tea.
When no one caused trouble, Ruan Yuningshuan's new dress was brought out. She walked toward Pei Jingchen. The officiant called, "First, bow to heaven and earth." But Pei Jingchen stood still, watching the door, gripping the silk tightly. The officiant nudged him.
It's already time for the ceremony. What's the rush? Wen Zhiyui still hasn't arrived. How dare he not show up? Bow now, just do it! Let him hide on the sidelines and see clearly who the real mistress of this Marcus household is.
Yuning ignored the pain, delighted that the ceremony would soon make her the Marquise's wife. As they performed the final bow, the residence gates were kicked open. Pei Jingchen turned in a mix of joy and anger, thinking my body was found, but he froze. Standing there wasn't me, but a man in black armor exuding a chilling, bloody aura. It was Jie Yanci, my sworn brother and Pei's rival, the general newly returned from the border. Jie Yanci carried no gifts, only a blood-dripping burlap sack. Behind him, he dragged a large, gutted wolf. The hall fell silent, and the Sona's piercing wail cut off.
Xie Yanci entered the main hall. Pei Jingchen, I'm just returning you.
Pei Jingchen scowled at the sack, his face grimy.
I hate that the Mercedes-Benz moon is acting like a ghost inside. Tell him to get out here. Thank you, Yezi. I appreciate it.
Xie Yanci, tearing up, slashed the dead wolf behind him. As its guts spilled, he pulled something from the flesh and flung it at Pei Jingchen's face.
People are in desire.
Pei Jingchen's matter was confined to the jade tablet. All surrounding sounds vanished.
Impossible! Impossible! Wen Zhiyuan wouldn't die. He's the most afraid of pain. My little finger. How could he have been eaten by wolves while crying?
Xie Yanci looked at him and punched him hard in the face, knocking him to the ground.
2 lives lost with 1 corpse. I feel like that's all that's left. He crawled so far in the snow, his fingernails were all broken. Just imagine how desperate his death was. And you were getting married. You held a wedding for the murderer who killed him. Give him back to me. Give this one back to me.
Blood-stained Pei Jingchen's wedding robe, yet he didn't resist. He lay there, taking the blows, eyes fixed on the burlap sack. Candlelight hit the white bones, turning the wedding into a farce. Once Jie Yanci finished, guards pulled him away. Pei Jingchen sat clutching the foul-smelling sack, the very thing he once loathed, now all he had left.
Brother Aken's treasure.
Ruan Yuning stood by looking a mess, while he feigned concern.
This is fake. Jie Yan's beggar and magnetic sword.
You're just trying to fool your sister-in-law. May she be blessed by heaven. I'm telling you to get out of here. Take your things and get back to Chongxiang Pavilion. Don't let me see you again.
Brother Chuan, tonight is our wedding night in the east. Xingchen sneered, the corners of his mouth twisting into a strange arc as he lowered his head and gently stroked the burlap sack.
It's the bridal chamber. My wife just came back and you want me to spend the night with you in front of her? Ningning, how can you be so thoughtless?
Terrified, Ruan Yuning fled in tears. Only Pei Jingchen and my spirit remained. I watched him pour the partial skeleton onto the carpet. Most bones were missing or crushed by wolves, making a full form impossible. He sobbed, staring at a deformed toe bone. I'd broken it, saving him in a cellar, and it healed crooked. On our wedding night, he'd pushed me away, calling my hand an ugly chicken claw. Now, he held that same bone, weeping like a lost child.
It's not real! It's not real! You're lying to me. I admit it. I give up. Just come out, please. But Pei Jingchen, it's too late.
The dead can't hear apologies, and even if they could, I would never forgive. Pei Jingchen went mad, refusing to let anyone touch those white bones. He moved the bones into the nearly demolished house of Yin Yuxuan. The windows leaked wind, the roof leaked rain, but he didn't care. He carefully placed the bones on paper, on the milling bed of the bedboard, and even covered them with the quilt from our wedding.
The Mandarin duck pillow is waiting for you to come back. Seeing that the jade pendant is broken, you're about to cry again. I'll get you a better one. Let's not keep this one, all right?
He spoke gently to the air. Watching this made me feel sick. Jingchen, weren't you always the one who disliked this plain jade pendant, saying it wasn't worthy of the Marquise's wealth, and that only Ruan Yuning should wear jade? So how come this broken piece of jade has suddenly become your treasure? The sound of knocking came, and Zhao Ju's voice trembled.
My lord, your subordinate has brought the coroner. Are you trying to curse her? The Marquis ordered an examination. If it's fake, we can force her out so you can stop guarding this pile.
Zhao Zhou tried to persuade him. These words moved Pei Jingchen. Hope flashed in his eyes. Maybe Xie Yanqi used animal bones, and Wen Zhiyue was just pretending. The elderly coroner entered fearfully, and the stench nearly made him gag.
The pelvic bone is fractured. She suffered severe trauma during childbirth. There are bite marks from wolves and signs of frost cracks on the bones, indicating she was eaten by wolves after freezing to death. The time of death was about 10 days ago.
That was exactly when he left me on the snowy mountain.
10 days ago, he was faking a stomachache. How could he be dead? I'd bet my life these are human bones. I won't listen. Beat them to death with sticks. Drag the coroner away.
The truth couldn't be hidden. Pei Jingchen stayed in Yinyu Pavilion for 3 days without food or water, guarding that pile of bones. He denied they were mine, yet didn't dare throw them away. On the 4th morning, the butler finally dared to enter.
Here is some water, my lord. Please eat something. Miss Ruin has been kneeling outside all night, hoping to see you.
At Ruin's name, Pei Jingchen clung to it. He was sure of Ningning.
She knows where he is. Treating her well, Wen Zhiyue will show up to cause trouble. He pushed open.
Squinting at the bright sun, he saw Ruan Yuning in the courtyard, looking frail, with a bowl of soup. Pei Jingchen recalled the coroner's words on freezing, and that day in the carriage. I trembled, pale and far messier than Ruan Yuning. She stepped forward, saying, "This is soup Ningning, simmered for 3 hours. Brother, have a sip." Pei Jingchen took the bowl, but instantly smashed it on the floor. Scalding soup splashed Ruan Yuning.
That day you said you liked it, so I hurried back. You said that back then, my life was saved by you! Your hands covered in chilblains and cracks from washing medicinal herbs in the dead of winter, refusing to change hands! But why are your hands fine, while his hands still have chilblains?
The floodgates of memory opened, and all those details he had overlooked turned into vengeful ghosts demanding his life. Ruan Yuning's face was deathly pale, his gaze evasive.
I don't know, maybe he's just pretending.
I need to find out who really saved me back then.
He staggered away, desperate. I watched from above, cursing him. Pei Xingchen, hell has just opened for you. His world collapsed. His benefactor was a fraud, and the person he despised had actually saved him. For 3 years, he repeatedly betrayed his savior, eventually sending him to his death. Pei Xingchen doubled over, coughing up blood.
You must hate me so much now. You'd rather die out here than see me again. Xingchen,
You're too arrogant. His tears were for his own pride. Pei Xingchen returned to the residence, heading for Chungxiang Pavilion. Ruan Yuning joyfully practiced new gestures.
She came forward to greet him. Who was the one who saved me at the foot of the hill that year? It
was you!
You still dare to lie?
Pei Jingchen suddenly threw him to the ground. The sachet from the cellar, the red birthmark on the paper, that silver hairpin.
Think I'm a fool?
Ruan Yuning got up and sneered. So what if I stole them? It was your own stupidity. Ha! Gold, riches, you delivered glory right to my door, why wouldn't I take it? Pei Jingchen raised his sword to strike, but Ruan Yuning straightened his neck and laughed wildly. You drank his blood for 3 years. Poor Ningning. Even in the underworld he would be furious. I have no unresolved feelings. The one who's sick is you. His blood rights were meant to be yours. Although Ruan Yuning survived, he was already a shell of his former self, his spirit completely broken. Pei Jingchen was utterly devastated, trapped in endless regret. But in the courtyard, only the silence of death remained. Not a sound could be heard. I felt my body growing lighter and lighter. I had truly let go. Pei Jingchen, I owe you nothing. Let's never meet again. White light flashed and a slap pulled me back. My aunt stood scolding me. I was 15 again, living under my uncle's roof. The year I met Pei Jingchen. As she tried to hit me, I grabbed her wrist. Touch me again, and I'll report you for stealing my inheritance. She froze. I grabbed my basin and left. In my past life, this was when I'd find a bloody Pei Jingchen by the alley ditch. Afterward, I heard his weak plea. Save me? I'll reward you. I laughed. His reward was to ruin my life. I walked over. Seeing his hope, I scooped filthy water from the ditch and dumped it over him. Drink up, Pei Jingchen. He shivered in pain. I pressed a razor to his throat. I won't save you. I'm sending you to hell. Pei Jingchen froze, terrified and trembling. You?
Who sent you? If it's money you want, I'll give you money. The jade pendant is worth a fortune. Let me go.
I took the jade from her waist. I'd bought her medicine before. Now, I yanked it off. It felt high quality. Anything else? Thinking me greedy, Pei Jingchen said, banknotes in my chest, a dagger in my boot. I searched her. 300 taels, some silver, and a dagger, all mine now. This little bit of money. Just consider it the interest on this transaction. After finishing, I lifted my foot and kicked him hard into the filthy ditch. Pei Jingchen struggled in the dirty water.
Vile woman, save it.
Many stray dogs are out at night. He fell silent with a glare as I walked away, his sobs behind me. In my past life, I begged you to stay. Now, this suffering is just the start. If I don't save him, others seeking status will. With the money and jade from Pei Jingchen, I returned to my uncle's. 300 taels is a fortune. After hiding it, I heard my greedy aunt arguing in the main room. 300 taels? I gripped the razor, fingers burning. I never knew they planned to sell me. Saving Pei Jingchen before only made them greedier now, stalling since I lacked the cash. As his knife neared, I stifled my rage. Dying for them wasn't worth it. I slipped into my uncle's study. I recalled he'd stolen our deeds, hiding the ledgers under a floor tile. I pried it up and found the iron box. Inside was a stack of deeds and notes my parents left. I stuffed them into my clothes and struck a match. It was time to burn this place down. I fired the study. The dry wind spread the flames quickly, swallowing the courtyard. I ran out shouting, "Fire! Fire!" My aunt and uncle rushed out in their quilts. My uncle roared, "My money! My house!" and tried to dash back. But my aunt held him, crying, "Your life is more important." Neighbors ran to help put it out. In the chaos, no one noticed me. From the crowd, I watched the fire. It cut my ties to the treasury and burned my past cowardice. I slipped away to the ghost market, the capital's largest black market, where money buys anything. At Jinyu pawn shop, I slapped Pei Jingchen's jade pendant onto the counter. The shopkeeper's eyes lit up. "This is hot," he said. "Too hot for you?" I replied. He stared at me, then took it. He smiled. "Guts? Deal." I left the ghost market with a 300 taels. My seed money. Pei Jingchen rose by monopolizing medicinal herbs. The winter epidemic will soon spike prices tenfold, especially Asadis root and ephedra. He made a fortune hoarding them, but now I'll use his money to cut off his supply, leaving his future title hollow. First I need a backer. I thought of Xie Yanzi, the only one who mourned me in my past life. Currently down on his luck, he's likely street performing for his mother's medical bills. Feeling the banknote, I headed for the southern temple. Arriving, I saw Z. Thugs beat him in the snow. His clothes were torn, but he gripped the herbs for his sick mother, refusing to let go. This time, I was there. "Stop." The leader leered, but I tossed a silver ingot. "Take it, and leave." The thugs grabbed the money and fled. Xie Yanqi stood up, checking his medicine, then looked at me warily. "Why help me? I can't pay you back." "I don't want repayment." I wiped the blood from his mouth. I said, "I want you." Xie Yanqi flushed. "I won't sell myself." Seeing his innocent look, I laughed. So this was the future ruthless general as a youth. So adorable. "What are you thinking?" I grew serious. "I want your loyalty. Serve me, and I'll save your mother, fund your training, and grant you status." Xie Yanqi was stunned. Seeing my determination, he dropped to one knee. "If you save my mother," Xie Yanqi said, "my life is yours now. I'll do anything for you." Looking at him, I felt satisfied. "Pei Jingchen, despite your sacrifices, you're an untamable wolf. Xie Yanqi is now my sharpest blade and shield."
One day, when you realize that this strength should have belonged to you, but when it is aimed straight at your heart, what kind of expression will you have? I can hardly wait to see it when winter comes in 3 months.
Winter hit the north hard. Clinics were packed, and herbs like ephedra and cinnamon twig became scarce, their prices soaring 20-fold. My pharmacy, Jinglin, was the capital's only hope. I'd already had Xie Yanqi buy all supplies within 500 ali. I kept prices low and limited sales, not to profit, but to ensure fair access. I was building a reputation to lure bigger opportunities. Soon, the big fish bit. While settling accounts, Xie Yanzi entered. Now a Jinyue, she looked taller and stronger, yet her eyes remained gentle. She handed me tea. "Boss, someone wants to buy much ephedra." "Who?" I asked. Hearing Pei Jingchen's name, my hand paused on the abacus, and I smiled coldly. "So, she's alive. For 3 months, I've tracked news of her." Ruan Yuning had rescued her that night, noticing her fine robe. Despite his state, she took him in. Pei Jingchen recovered, under Ruan Yuning's care, later joining a prince as a junior captain. He's here for medicine, likely seeking fame by curing the camp's plague. Xie Yanzi frowned. "He's acting arrogant, threatening to seal our shop if we don't sell." What a big official. I got up to meet this old friend. "Pei Jingchen, it's been 3 months. Let's see if you've digested that foot-washing water from that night. Today, I'll treat you to another pot." In the hall, Pei Jingchen sat in his captain's armor, while Ruan Yuning, veiled, acted delicate beside him.
"Shopkeeper, come out now or I'll wreck this place!"
Pei Jingchen banged the table. "Military tempers are no joke. If you're wrecking the shop, Shanfei must come down." Seeing me, Pei Jingchen froze, then drew his sword and charged, roaring.
"It's you! You're the woman who stole my money and kicked me into the ditch! Someone arrest her for me! If she dares take another step, she must have a death wish!"
Xin Yanqi blocked Pei Jingchen's blade, glaring. Pei Jingchen staggered back, shaken. Seeing Xin Yanqi protect me, she was envious, but needing medicine for her plague-stricken camp, she gritted her teeth. "How much?" she shouted as I sat back.
"I want all of it! I have 5,000 taels. However much it costs, bring it all!"
"Only 5,000 taels? Do you think I'm some beggar? It'll be 10,000 taels. Are you robbing me?" Ruan Yuning couldn't help but scream. I shot him a cold glance. "If you think it's too expensive, then leave." Pei Jingchen was so angry she was trembling all over.
"You're exploiting this! No fear of karma? I'm out!"
He leaned in and whispered, "You have no right to talk to me about retribution." Pei Jingchen's pupils shrank as she stared at the mole by my eye. Her heart throbbed with pain, and a wave of panic hit her, as if she'd lost something precious. "Have we met before?" "We haven't met." I took a step back, steadying Xie Yanzi's arm, my whole body almost pressed against hers. I could feel Xie Yanzi's body instantly tense up, her breathing even faltering, but I didn't let go. My eyes have always been fixed only on my own person. My gaze shifted from Pei Jingchen to Xie Yanzi's face. As for someone like Captain Pei, he's not even worthy to carry shoes for my Achi. Pei Jingchen's eyes reddened, his expression sly. 10,000 taels, I'll buy it, but you must personally deliver the medicine to my residence. His gaze was locked on me, like a wolf eyeing its prey. Interesting. I let go of Xie Yanzi and readily agreed. "All right, in 3 days, I'll deliver it myself." 3 days later, I brought Xie Yanzi and the ephedra in a stone cart to the small courtyard Pei Jingchen had rented. It was nowhere near as grand as the Marquis of Junbei's residence in my previous life. As soon as we entered, Ruan Yuning came out to greet us. He had clearly dressed up specially for today, wearing a pink gauze dress and the gold hairpin Pei Jingchen had given him. The fabric he wore was quite cheap. He looked me up and down, eyeing the priceless white fox fur I wore, something Xianqi had hunted on the mountain just a few days ago. They had the best tailor rush it overnight for my winter warmth. Meanwhile, Ruan Yuning's nose was red from the cold, yet she still acted the hostess. Brother Akin is waiting to inspect the goods. Twice, she said, deliberately emphasizing her words with provocation. Recognizing the trap, I told Ziyanzi, watch the herbs outside and don't let anyone steal them. I glanced at Ruan and entered the study, where the brazier burned fiercely with choking smoke. Bai Jingchen sat at his desk holding a book upside down. When I entered, he jerked his head up and pointed at a chest of 10,000 taels in silver notes. To gather this, he surely had to swallow his pride lately. As I counted the notes, Pei Jingchen suddenly spoke, sounding angry.
Yeah, is money all you see? You can't even bother to say hello?
After finishing the count, I looked up and smiled professionally. I don't love money. Do you think I love you instead? Pei Jingchen stuttered in anger. He pulled out a flask and poured 2 strong drinks. You closed the deal. Let's drink. He pushed a cup toward me. Drink this, and we're even. Let's start over. I looked at the liquor. It looked like a trap. Captain Pei, how do you want to know him? He circled the table and came closer, his gaze lingering.
He reminded me of an old friend. Even then, he'd oppose me, saying that boy was a dead end. Why not follow me? This 10,000 taels is yours, and when I'm an official, you'll be a lady of rank. What do you say? He reached out.
He reached out to lift my chin. I didn't dodge, just watched as Pei Jingchen's hand came closer. The moment his fingertips were about to touch me, with a loud smack, I slapped his face hard with the thick stack of 10,000 tiles in my hand. The sharp edge of the banknotes cut a bloody line right across his smug face. Pei Jingchen held his face in shock. You dare hit me! Jinchen, have you ever looked in the mirror? I took a step back, wiping my hands in disgust. You and I, what do you even count as? When it comes to money, you borrow it. When it comes to power, you're just a low-ranking officer. As for character, you can't even compare to a single toe of 80. Enraged, Pei Jingchen roared and lunged at me, trying to grab me.
What's so great about a pretty boy like him? Back then, he wasn't even worthy of carrying my shoes. You'd rather freeze with him than enjoy a good life with me? Are you infatuated with his strength or what?
His cheap incense and alcohol smell made me gag. It felt worse than a slap. Pei Jingchen froze, his face flushed as his voice trembled, almost crying. Am I really that disgusting? Yes, I said, pushing him away and straightening my clothes. You make me sick. Touch me again and I'll refuse the money and the herbs. I'll go bankrupt hiring an assassin to break your leg. Is that enough? Pei Jingchen glared, but hesitated, his heart aching. He slumped and yelled, Get out, take your money. I grabbed the cash and turned at the door. Leave this wine for Aining. A thug and a dog belong together. Outside, the snow fell harder. Xie Yanqi stood waiting. His eyes softened, and he hurried over. Are you all right? He asked, hand on his sword. I'm fine, I said, handing him the box. Our money. Ruan Yuning approached, looking bitter. Leaving so soon, Manager Wen? Not staying for a drink? I leaned in close to her ear and whispered, Miss Ruan, do you know why Pei Jincheng was willing to spend 10,000 taels to buy the medicine? Ruan Yuning was taken aback. Of course, it's to earn merit. I chuckled softly. No, I told him that as long as he paid, I'd let him touch my hand. Ruan Yuning's face turned deathly pale. You're lying. Brother Acheng only loves me. How could he possibly... Is that so? I took a step back and said loudly, loud enough for Pei Jinchen in the study to hear as well. Keep an eye on your man. Don't let him go around pouncing like a crazed dog. Anyone else would be a eunuch by now. I led Zhi Yanzi out as Ruan Yuning's shouts and crashing sounds echoed behind us. In the carriage, a gloomy Zhi Yanzi finally asked, Did you let him touch your hand? I laughed. These hands are only for family, Achi. You can hold them for free, forever. Humph. Yanzi sighed, his shoulders finally relaxing. I turned my hand over and clasped his, fingers interlaced and palms warm. He instantly froze, blushing deeply, but he held on tight and whispered back, I'll sign for a lifetime. I lean against his shoulder, watching the snow fly past the window. The sunlight is just right, and now he stands in the light, holding a cloak. He gently drapes it over my shoulders. The nightmare that trapped me for 2 lifetimes has finally ended. The boy beside me has eyes only for me, and his heart is filled with me. He will protect me completely, stay with me year after year, and walk with me through every spring when the flowers bloom. For the rest of my life, there will be no disasters or hardships, no scars or wounds, only warm sunshine, only love.